Campaign priority is a setting in Google Shopping that tells Google which campaigns to prioritize. But while that sentence sounds pretty simple, it's actually pretty tricky to implement. So in this video, I want to show you a little bit more about what campaign priority is and how to correctly implement it in your campaigns. So before we jump into the details of campaign priority and I tell you exactly what to change and where, I think it's important to take a step back and see how campaign priority works and how it plays into the whole Google Shopping ecosystem. Because a lot of mistakes that I see are based on that. So how does Google Shopping actually work? So when somebody performs a search in Google and product ads will appear, Google actually checks its inventory for all the advertisers that have products that match this specific search query. Google then calculates the quality scores for each advertiser and their product ad. Then it checks the max CPC of each advertiser for that specific search query. It calculates the ad rank, which is quality score times max CPC. And then Google sorts the ads based on that ad rank. Now, how does campaign priority come into play? Well, the third point, the max CPC for each advertiser for a specific search query. So this is the part, the other parts you can influence, but in different ways. But number 3 is really where campaign priority comes into play. So let me show you an example to make this more clear. Let's say you are you got an online store and you're selling speakers to consumers. So if you were running a site like that and you were running shopping campaigns, which search query would be more valuable to you? So let's say you're selling this specific speaker. So would it be A, speaker living room, or B, Sonos One Black? So that's the exact product name of the product you can see there. And it's pretty obvious that B is the more valuable search term because the person searching for this already has a specific product in mind and a specific color. And compare that to the person searching for speaker living room. They're still at the beginning of their customer journey and they will need to do more research before maybe coming onto this product that you're selling. So if you had to decide in your shopping campaigns, you'd probably want a bit higher for search query B and a bit lower for search query A. And that's exactly what you're doing with campaign priority. So here we're in the Google Adwords interface and we're in the campaign settings for a specific campaign, for a specific shopping campaign. And here you can see the header campaign priority. And then we need to select a campaign priority. So we can choose low, medium, or high. And with low, actually AdWords indicates that it's the default option. And it's recommended if you only have one shopping campaign. So how do you know which value to use? Okay, to start setting up the campaign priority, I want to give you a high-level overview of when to use campaign priority and when not to use it. So when should you use it? If you have multiple Google Shopping campaigns that contain the same products and you're targeting these campaigns at the same country in the same language. When not to use campaign priority is if you've only got a single shopping campaign, setting a different priority won't make any difference. Or if you have multiple shopping campaigns, but they contain different products. So for example, you have a bestseller campaign with all your top sellers, which you're putting really aggressive bids on. And then you have another campaign that contains the lesser sellers, where you're only putting a bid, a maximum CPC that's a lot lower. In that case as well, setting a different campaign priority for those two campaigns won't make any difference. So people using campaign priority when they really shouldn't be is the biggest mistake that I see. The second biggest mistake is using it in the wrong way. So I'm gonna take you through a couple of examples, and by doing that, I hope to show you how to set it correctly. So the first example is we've got 2 shopping campaigns. And as I said, these 2 campaigns have identical products are targeting the same language and the same country. So the first one, the only difference between the two campaigns is going to be that one is targeting the branded search queries, while the other ones are targeting generic search queries, as I shown you in the example. So this first one, shopping branded, might be targeting searches for specifically for the Sonos speaker, and then the other one, the generic shopping campaign, might actually be targeting searches for terms like speaker, living room. So here I set the campaign priority of the branded campaign to high. I also gave it a high bid, and then for the generic campaign, I actually gave it a low priority and a bid of 50 cents. This is wrong. This is the biggest mistake that I see. And let me tell you why it's incorrect. So this is how campaign priority works. When somebody performs a search, Google notices that one or more of your products are relevant to that search query. So Google goes to your AdWords account and sees that you have multiple campaigns with these same products targeting the same country and the same language. Google then picks the one with the highest priority. So if you have two campaigns and one is set to high priority, one is set to medium priority, Google picks the one with priority set to high. If that's not possible because of a negative keyword, it picks the next one. So if it's not possible to match with a high priority, it goes to medium. If that's not possible, it goes to low. Let me show you another example. Again, we have two campaigns, one targeting branded search queries and the other targeting generic search queries. The branded shopping campaign has a priority set to medium, and the generic one has campaign priority set to high. So what will happen is, at first, if Google thinks a search query matches with one of our products, Google will try to serve the ad from the generic shopping campaign. And the important thing about this is, if you look at it, the generic shopping campaign, we're bidding 50 cents, while in the branded shopping campaign, we're bidding 85 cents. So it's in our best interest to try and convince Google to pick the one with the lowest bid. That's how we can keep our CPCs down. So this is a correct setup. Now let me show you an example that's a bit more complicated with 3 campaigns. So we have a shopping campaign that targets specific product searches. We've set that campaign priority to low. We're bidding $1. Then we have the shopping campaign that's targeting branded search queries. That campaign priority is set to medium. And then we have one that's targeting generic search queries. And the campaign priority there is high. So that was it on campaign priority. I hope you've learned which mistakes to avoid and how to set it correctly in your campaigns. If you want more videos on how to optimize your shopping campaigns, subscribe to this channel and let me know in the comments which ones you'd like to see.